Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Today, we're tackling a case that's not just a headline, it's a heartbreaking indictment of systemic failures in law enforcement, racial bias, and the quest for accountability. The murder of Sonya Massey by former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson. This isn't just about one tragic night in July 2024. It's about a pattern of overlooked red flags, a flawed hiring process, and the ripple effects on a community crying out for change. We'll analyze the case step by step, expanding on the details with timelines, witness accounts, body cam breakdowns, trial highlights, and expert insights. By the end, you'll have a full picture of what went wrong and why this sentencing, 20 years for second-degree murder, feels like both a victory and a hollow one to many. Kindly like, subscribe, and comment. Now, let's dive into the case. Who was Sonya Massey? Sonya Massey was more than a victim in a news cycle. She was a 36-year-old black woman, a mother of two, a son and a daughter, who lived in Woodside Township near Springfield, Illinois. Born on February 12, 1988, Sonya was known to her family as someone who struggled with mental health issues, including paranoia that sometimes manifested as symptoms akin to schizophrenia. But let's be clear, her challenges didn't define her. She was a descendant of William Donegan, a black man lynched during the infamous 1908 race riot, a historical thread that adds layers of irony and tragedy to her story, as she died at the same hospital where her ancestor was attacked. In the days leading up to her death, Sonya's life was marked by a series of interactions with authorities that highlight how mental health crises are often mishandled. On July 4, 2024, a 911 call came from her home. "Somebody's trying to hurt me, a lot of them." The caller disconnected, then said, "Never mind, this must not be the right number." We don't know if it was Sonya, but it sets the stage for her vulnerability. The next day, July 5th, her mother, Donna Massey, called 911, describing Sonya as sporadic and in the midst of a mental breakdown. Donna explicitly requested officers who weren't combative or prejudiced, fearing for her daughter's safety. Officers arrived to find Sonya in her front yard, muttering, "They won't give it to me." Inside, she declined medical help, but EMTs and behavioral health workers cleared her after assessment. Hours later, another call. Sonya reported a neighbor hitting her with a brick. She had cuts from broken glass. Turns out she admitted to breaking her own car window. Deputies noted 1096 issues, police code for mental health concerns. She was treated at St. John's Hospital for minor injuries. Body cam footage from this incident, released later, shows a disoriented but non-threatening Sonya. This wasn't her first brush with crisis. She'd recently left a 30-day inpatient treatment in St. Louis after just 2 days. Sonya's story reflects broader issues in America's handling of mental health, especially for black women. Statistics show black Americans are more likely to be killed during police wellness checks. Think Atiana Jefferson or Charlena Lyles. Sonya's paranoia wasn't violent, it was a cry for help. Yet the system that should protect often escalates. Her autopsy later revealed gabapentin for nerve pain and delta-9 THC in her system, but no substances that would explain aggression. Her family remembers her as loving, despite struggles. Her father, James Wilburn, spoke of her as the wrong black woman to kill, vowing civil action post-sentencing. Ben Crump, the civil rights attorney representing them, highlighted how initial reports falsely blamed her death on suicide or a neighbor, lies that compounded the grief. But his actions that night weren't freezing, as he claimed. They were escalation. To delve deeper, let's consider psychological profiles.
Officers with misconduct histories are 3 times more likely to use excessive force, per DOJ studies. Grayson's pattern: false arrests, policy violations, harassment. Why was he hired? Budget constraints? Short staffing? It's a national crisis. Over 100,000 officer shortages in 2024, but at what cost? Family and advocates argue Grayson's race played a role. A black officer with similar record might never get hired. This ties into broader racism in policing. Black officers face stricter scrutiny, while white officers get passes. The fatal night, July 6, 2024, 1:20 a.m. CDT. Sonya calls 911 about a possible prowler. "I heard somebody outside," she says, her voice tremulous.
Body cam footage from Farley's cam. Grayson activated his post-shooting. They enter, ask for ID. Sonya rummages through papers on the couch. Grayson spots a pot boiling on the stove, says, "We don't need a fire while we're here." Sonya moves to remove it, saying, "Okay, I'll take it off." Then the escalation. Sonya says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," twice. Grayson yells, "You better fucking not, or I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face." He draws his gun. Farley does too. Sonya apologizes, "I'm sorry," ducks behind the counter with the pot. Grayson fires 3 shots, one hitting her beneath the left eye, exiting her neck, fracturing her skull, piercing her carotid artery. Post-shooting, Grayson says, "She's done," headshot. He discourages Farley from aiding her, saying, "Let her just—" Farley applies a tourniquet anyway. Sonya pronounced dead at 1:47 a.m. From video descriptions, frames show the cluttered kitchen, Sonya holding the pot at a distance, deputies advancing. No charge from Sonya, the counter separates them. Grayson's claim of fearing scalding? The distance was 10-15 feet, water wouldn't reach lethally. Sonya, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Grayson, "You better fucking not, drop the fucking pot." Sonya, "I'm sorry," ducks. Grayson fires. This phrase, "I rebuke you," is biblical, often used in Black Christian communities for protection. To Grayson, it was a threat. Analysis: cultural misunderstanding or bias? Experts say officers untrained in de-escalation see religious expressions as defiance. Compare to similar cases: Breonna Taylor, shot in home after police entry; Botham Jean, killed in apartment. Pattern: Black people in homes, police perceive threat where none exists. The aftermath: Grayson fired July 17th, indicted same day on first-degree murder, 3 counts, aggravated battery, misconduct. Held without bail, pleaded not guilty on July 18th. Footage released on July 22nd, sparking outrage. Their body cam shows no imminent threat. Use of force experts testified Grayson could have de-escalated. Step back, use taser. He claimed clothing issue, but false. Mental health angle: Sonya's paranoia likely heightened by armed men in her home at night. Her mother's prior plea for non-prejudiced officers went unheeded. Section 4. Investigation and charges, unraveling the cover-up. Illinois State Police investigated, concluding in 10 days, no justification for force. Grayson fired, Farley on leave. Autopsy, July 26th. Homicide, gunshot wound, blunt force to leg. Initial reports, lies. Family accused police of claiming suicide or neighbor involvement. Ben Crump called it a cover-up. DOJ launched civil rights probe November 2024, concluding January 2025 with no discrimination but requiring reforms. Biannual reports, de-escalation training, mobile crisis teams. Sheriff Campbell retired August 31, 2024, amid calls for resignation, replaced by Crouch, who vowed better hiring. Charges dropped to second-degree murder during trial. Why? Jury might not convict on first-degree, premeditation. Second-degree, unreasonable belief in self-defense. Analysis: rare conviction. Less than 2% of on-duty shootings lead to charges. Grayson's record helped prosecution, but downgrading? Critics say it softens justice. Public reaction: protests in multiple cities, calls for George Floyd Act. Politicians: Biden, Harris, Pritzker weighed in. The trial moved to Peoria County October 20, 2025 due to publicity. Jury: 9 white women, 2 white men, 1 black man. Opening statements October 22nd. Prosecution painted Grayson as aggressor. Defense claimed fear. Key testimony: Farley, October 22nd, said Massey no threat. Grayson's actions escalated. Grayson, October 27th, rebuke sounded like a prelude to attack. Believed pop throw. Didn't use taser due to baggy clothing. Closing October 28th. Jury deliberated 11 hours. Guilty of second-degree murder, October 29th. Analysis. Defense's self-defense claim failed. Body cam disproved. Rare for officer to testify. Backfired. Jury composition. Mostly white, but convicted anyway. Progress? Section 6. Sentencing and aftermath, January 29, 2026. Judge Ryan Cadigan sentences to 20 years max plus 2 years supervised release. Grayson apologizes. I made terrible decisions. Cancer plea ignored. Could serve 8.5 to 10 years with good behavior. Family. Tears, joy. Father plans civil suit. $10 million settlement, February 2026. Reactions. Victory against impunity, but insufficient. Protests continue. This case epitomizes police brutality's racial dimensions. Stats. Black people 3 times more likely killed by police. Similar cases. Taylor, Floyd. Reforms. Massey's bill. DOJ agreement. Legacy. Catalyst for change, but systemic issues persist. Conclusion. What now? Justice for Sonya? Partial. Call to action. Support reforms in force sector. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.